Welcome to the Epic Company Culture Podcast, where your host, Josh Sweeney, will give you, the business leaders, HR professionals, and company culture aficionados, the knowledge you need to take your company culture to the next level.
Hello, my name is Josh Sweeney, and welcome to the Epic Company Culture Podcast. Before I get started, I would like to thank Prototype Prime for this amazing podcasting space. The topic of today is delivering results daily. So I'm going to talk a little bit about something that's near and dear to my heart that we use in our organization and in my past company, all around who we are and how we deliver results. So when I talk about delivering results daily, what I'm talking about is internally, externally, making sure that progress is always happening, not having things roll over day after day after day and finding out later that something didn't get used, something didn't get completed, and that, again, we're just making sure to constantly deliver on those results. And delivering daily results is something that really became ingrained in our culture in a lot of different ways. So first, I'm going to throw back to Atcore Systems, my past company. We did CRM consulting, so sales and marketing software. And one of the things that we did that was fundamentally different in our development environment and in our professional services environment that was different from what we'd seen a lot was we changed the way that we used Agile and the development methodology that we had. So let me just give you a little bit of information on this. In development environments, in programming environments, whether you have developers doing in-house software, external software, professional services, whatever it might be, oftentimes you will build things called cards, and that is a task or something that needs to get completed that day. So it'll be a development task that says, build the login functionality, build the password reset functionality. And they will rate these cards on some sort of method. So they'll give it a 1, 2, 3, or a 4. Or they'll use Fibonacci numbers, or they'll have some sort of scoring system that they know this is how much effort or complexity is going into that amount of work. And over time, they score things the same way. It's very subjective, I found that it was very subjective. And over time, you get some trends around how many points per week people can get done. And then you back into those points and understand what does that look like on a weekly basis. So if somebody generally gets 32 points worth of stories done or cards done, then next week you only give them 32 and you know that they're going to get them all done and you can plan accordingly. Now, one of the things that I really disliked about this is we're a professional services company and we needed to show results on an ongoing basis. We didn't want to go a whole week or 2 weeks and not show progress or be working on a very large piece of code or functionality, whatever it might have been, and the customer doesn't get to see anything. People like to see their products come alive, especially when they're paying a lot of money to see that happen. So we went to a system where anything we had a certain maximum number of points, and that was it also equaled less than a day of work. So if something was 1 point, then it was a small set of work and it would be delivered that day. The customer would be able to see it. And then if it was more points, like an 8-point story, or 8-point card, whatever terminology you might use. That was something that could take up to an entire day, but not more than a day. And if it was going to take more than a day, you had to break it down into multiple pieces. So we got in a rhythm of delivering on a daily basis. Now, fast forward a little bit. We do that same thing in Epic Culture when it comes to our Scrum meeting. Specifically, I'll talk about the marketing department right now. We look at marketing and we do exactly the same thing. We have a Scrum. We look at what got done yesterday, what's going to get done today. And then when we're analyzing those cards in our Trello board this time, for project management, we use Trello. And when we look at our Trello board, we want to be able to say, this is what got done today. This is what got done yesterday. This is what's going to get done today. And we can easily see that those results are delivered on a daily basis. And we don't allow our team members to build cards that are vague. They have to be smart. They have to have metrics. They have to have some accountability to them. We know what's going to be completed, and we don't want to carry them over on multiple days. So if you finished one piece of it and you find that the card as a whole is carrying over, what we actually have them do is we have them split the card and we put one in one day that's completed and move the other one to another day, set another due date on that. So as a piece of our culture, we're always looking at how we deliver results daily. How do we deliver results daily internally, historically, and even to clients and our clients now? How are we constantly delivering on a daily basis and thinking about them? In this organization, it's a little different. We don't have to deliver every day. When we do a workshop, there's a few tasks that we have to do post wrap up, but it's a little bit more straightforward on the delivery. But if we do have an ongoing project, we look at what are those recurring themes? How are we delivering to them on a constant and consistent basis? So what I'd like for you to think about is, what are the rhythms that you have around delivering results both internally and externally, and how can you make that part of your company culture?
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Epic Company Culture Podcast with Josh Sweeney. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe on iTunes, SoundCloud, or Stitcher. For additional content and transcripts, visit epicculture.co. If you have questions or topics you would like us to address or expand on, tweet us at epicculture1 or email at podcast@epicculture.co.